the other video is going to have an issue. So I had to come in, do a second video, second live for today. Like the video as you guys come in. It's the other video is processing. I've never had a video try to process like that. So we're going to do this to kind of, I wouldn't say redo what I did, but add a little different. All week I've been having issues with YouTube. Monday, buffered, cut me out. Had to do another live. I don't know what's going on. So I got to be able to maintain my numbers. And at first I was thinking it's because I didn't go live Saturday, Sunday. Sometimes you need a break. So I'm hoping I'm going to be okay. This month has been a pretty decent month, but it could mess with my numbers. So, as you guys know, once you get into that algorithm, you want to stay within that algorithm. So, come on in, like the video. Thanks for being here. Thanks for tuning in to Let's Talk About It Media 21. We're going to talk Diddy. We're going to talk what's trending and what's going on. So, just give me a few seconds to do my disclaimer, and then that way I'm still protecting my page. Okay. And I'm not certain if the video earlier had some kind of music to it, and maybe YouTube has to cut that out for me. But let me go ahead and get into my disclaimer. We're going to do another video. We're going to talk hot topics, trending topics, what's going on in media. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. Allowance is made for fair purposes such as criticism, comments, news reporting, teaching, scholarships, and research. Fair use is use permitted by a copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. All comments are alleged in our opinion and for entertainment purposes only. Now we're hearing that the White House is stating that he's making and they called out TMZ. So first we were hearing alleged that Diddy may be home in 48 hours, alleged. Diddy may be home in 24 hours, alleged. Diddy might be home this week. Many people are saying that's not true. The White House was not happy, alleged, with TMZ and what they put out and posted. And remember how, 2 months ago, he has said he's not considering a pardon. Then people were saying, is he going to consider a pardon or is he considered commutal or something like that, whatever it starts with. But people were saying that Diddy would prefer a pardon, that where it clears his record. The other thing, he would still have the charges on his record, but at least he'd be able to be, you know, do his probation based at home versus doing his jail time trying to deal with the civil lawsuits. And however, but alleged, the White House is saying that's not true. We're going to get into the video and they'll better explain what's going on. But the White House did speak up and speak out regarding it. And they called TMZ's reporting false reporting.
With us here on Live Now, we do want to continue on with that story that we're following, as we're now hearing that the White House is pushing back on that report of a possible Diddy pardon. And so right now we know that Diddy is currently behind bars. Thanks for being with us. We do want to continue on with that story that we're following, as we're now hearing that the White House is pushing back on that report of a possible Diddy pardon. And so right now we know that Diddy is currently behind bars, serving a 50-month prison sentence for violating the Mann Act. He served 13 months so far, and with credit, he could get out in around 2 years. But so let's go ahead and continue that conversation that we're having with legal analyst Nima Rahmani. Nima, we have you back. We should be able to hear you now on this side. But first of all, we've been following this discussion since the beginning when Diddy's house was first raided, the trial that was ensuing, and now he's officially been sentenced. But President Trump, according to TMZ, saying that he may consider commuting his sentence. What's your initial reaction to that, and how common are some of these commutations in high-profile cases?
Christina, I'm not at all surprised, and we have been talking about the Diddy case for a year and a half now. And even in the middle of his trial, when Rolling Stone reported it, that his team was angling for a presidential pardon, I said this is part and parcel of the defense strategy here. Look, it's no surprise that President Trump is very liberal when it comes out to presidential pardons, right? All the January 6th defendants were pardoned, as a blanket pardon. And of course, George Santos, just this Friday afternoon, his sentence was commuted. So the president is not shy when it comes to issuing pardons. And of course, Diddy has significant resources, not just on the lawyer side, but on the lobbying and public relations side. So this is something that has been in the works since the beginning. And when TMZ reported yesterday evening that the pardon was likely to happen this week, I said, look, this is just really the fruition of Diddy and his team's work. Now, something happened in the past 24 hours because, look, TMZ, a lot of folks are critical, but when it comes to entertainment and when it comes to...
Yeah, there's a lot of fake reporting. That's why we're clearing it up. The White House is saying not true. So we'll continue.
Los Angeles, they really are in the know, believe it or not. They're not just ones to report things that aren't true. So I do believe at some point yesterday, it did appear that Diddy was likely going to have his sentence commuted. And maybe that report coming out from TMZ may have changed the president's mind or the pardon attorney or someone in the White House, and things went sideways. So certainly not what the defense team wants, but I do believe that it was on its way before the White House said no.
And so, Nima, when it comes to commuting a sentence, can you explain for those at home who are maybe not aware of what that means? What does that look like in the days and weeks after that sentence is commuted? And overall, your record, is it clear of any of those charges that you've been convicted of?
Christina, if it's a pardon, it's like the conviction never happened. It's completely wiped clean. Commuting your sentence is a little bit different. The felony conviction, usually it's a felony under federal law, stays on your record, but you're a free man or a woman. So, for instance, we saw George Santos have his sentence commuted on Friday. He news, giving interviews over the weekend, on Saturday. So that's how quickly, someone's life can turn around. He was doing cameo appearances over the weekend as well. So if Diddy is pardoned, which is less likely, or has his sentence commuted, he's going to be a free man probably that same day or the following day. Now, if he still has the felony conviction, he's going to have to deal with not having a weapon, not being able to vote. Certainly, for Diddy and his family, he's going to be out of federal prison.
And so, of course, we know that this isn't the only path that Diddy's legal team is currently working behind the scenes. In fact, it was just on Monday that Combs' legal team also filed a notice of appeal in the U.S. District Court for the Southern District of New York. And so, Nima, when it comes to some of the appeal process that Diddy is going to be looking at there, what's the defense's strategy in filing an appeal? Is there usually a typical route that this heads in that direction?
So the appeal was going to be expected. And again, when the defense took such an aggressive stance at sentencing, I thought to myself, they either feel very good about their chances of a successful appeal, or they think that they're likely going to get Diddy a pardon or a sentence commuted. Because oftentimes at sentencing, you're going to want to come in, fall on the sword, accept responsibility. And the defense was pretty aggressive when they were going after some of the victims of sentencing, or at least I thought they were. That's why Diddy was really slammed and got that 4 to 5 years that I predicted. So when it comes to an appeal, this is how it works. The defense in a federal case has 14 days from the entry of the judgment of conviction in the sentence to file their notice of appeal. But it's just a notice. That doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to file their appeal brief. So then what will happen is the Court of Appeal, and in this case, the Second Circuit Court of Appeal, will do a couple things. They will order the official transcripts of the case. So the court reporters have to prepare certified transcripts for the appellate courts to review on appeal. And then they will set a briefing schedule. The parties will file written briefs. First, the defense will file an opening brief. The government will file an opposition. The defense will have a chance to file a reply. And sometimes the Court of Appeal will allow for a surreply, which is a reply by the government. Expect the following legal arguments in Diddy's appeal. They're going to attack both the conviction and they're going to attack the sentence.
Yes, had to come back. Thanks for being here, Anonymous. Had to come back. The other live is still processing. I've never had that happen before. Remember, I told you I had been having concerns all week. I don't know what's going on with YouTube, but I had to come back because I don't know what's happening. So if that video has to be trimmed down, at least I can hopefully trim it down, but I'm hoping it's not going to get blocked. But we'll see what happens. But yeah, I had to come back. The other one is processing. If I have to delete it, I'll have to delete it. But I have to maintain my numbers. Monday, my video was buffering and it dropped me down. I came back live, video was buffering again, dropped me down. And then my numbers this week are just weird. Last week, I was almost at 100K for an hour and a half, 2-hour video. Now my numbers are like less than 10K. So something's going on with YouTube, but I still have to rise above it until it gets figured out. Now, mind you too, YouTube something else. On the weekend, I did do where people can gift super chats. I did hit that button. What else? I did something else. Brand deals. If brand deals want to attach themselves to me, I hit that button. So this weekend, I did hit buttons that I didn't hit before. I did 2 months ago. I had to delete that community button. That community button lowered my views. So every time it's almost like you hit a button, it can affect your numbers in a way that I didn't expect. Last week, my videos were almost at 100K. So this week, my numbers are almost at 10K. So something's going on. I just have to ride the wave and pray about it. But yeah, thanks for coming back. But if that video has an issue, I'll fix it, trim it, and then get rid of yeah, something's going on with YouTube for me. But I have to keep, going live until I get back into the algorithm the way I need to. So I didn't think hitting the gifted button for memberships, and I didn't think trying to do the brand deals would do that. So something's going on. But people also said, I was watching a guy, and he had said people were having internet problems Monday. So I thought it would fix itself Tuesday, but now we're on Wednesday, Thursday, whatever, Wednesday. We're Wednesday. So something's going on, but I just have to ride the wave. So be patient with me, y'all. Hope everything will get figured out. But my pay is an issue too. Certain people that get certain videos and that amount of views get this much. My pay is an issue. So I'm trying to work things out. I may have to do some shifting in November, December. I'm not going to mention what I might change, but um, the time I put in, things aren't perfect. I have businesses, I have other stuff that's going on in the background, but the time I do put in trying to bring y'all content in the news, it's like my time is valuable. So work itself out. So let's continue.
Here's how they're going to attack the conviction. We know that he was acquitted of sex trafficking and racketeering, so that's not an issue. When it comes to prostitution, Christina, the defense is going to make two primary arguments. The first is going to be because Diddy didn't actually participate in the sex acts. Cassie, Jane, and others did.
But see, if he was on the sideline stroking his stuff, that is participating. And if the juices, that is participating. That's the thing that people have to realize. They said he was directing. That's participating. If you're directing and telling people more oil, faster, you're directing, you're participating. You're verbally, and if she's bringing juices to rub on his if she's bringing juices to rub on, that's participating. I don't you know what I mean? And the law, the way it was written, I get. People are really frustrated with the feds and how the charges were written up. But then people are also frustrated, allegedly, with the jurors because he was only guilty of 2 counts, which could have both held 10 years. He could have almost got 20 years. So for him to even get less than, well, they say the 50 months, but many people are saying the different programs he could get into, he could be out of there in less than 2 years. Some are saying. So we'll see. But I'm just trying to update you guys on the Diddy stuff. Now, some are saying that Trump had already said no. And then is his team hopeful that he can get a pardon? And then maybe his lawyers did press the issue. But what about this? And what about this? And what about if we offer this? Maybe his team did try and do XYZ. And then the White House spoke up saying, TMZ, false reporting, I'm not considering it. It's almost like stop asking. You know what I mean? So let's continue.
He cannot be found guilty of prostitution. Now, the government's going to argue, well, no, he was facilitating the prostitution, and that's enough, even if he didn't participate in the sex acts. The second argument the defense is going to make is that it's not prostitution at all. Because Diddy was videotaping the sex acts, he was making homemade pornography, and that is protected by the First Amendment. So that's how they're going to attack the prostitution convictions, the Mann Act convictions themselves. Then they're going to attack the sentence as being excessive. And the primary argument they're going to make is that the court improperly considered acquitted conduct. Now, this is an area of the law that has been shifting over time. Historically, judges could consider acquitted conduct. And there was a change made to the federal sentencing guidelines last year that really said judges should not consider it. So this is the type of issue that may go not just to the Court of Appeal, Christina, but may make its way all the way to the Supreme Court. There's even some of the conservative justices on the Supreme Court that have taken issue with judges considering acquitted conduct at sentencing.
I'm glad you brought that up because the Supreme Court, of course, we follow that closely here on Live Now from Fox. The highest court in the land has been making a lot of landmark decisions, overturning what we've seen as sort of precedent in the last few years. And so, Nima, as we're continuing to focus on what could happen there and come down the pipeline, really lastly here, I want to talk about...
I just got them on my side, Anonymous. People, if you're new to my page, I try and stay focused on the topics and bring you guys the content. I don't like weird comments in my comments. I don't like that. Turn the camera around. What do I need to turn the camera around? So sometimes people want attention. So I did take care of that just now, Anonymous. People just like to come in and they want attention. I don't know. Be weird on your own page. Go do your own page.
The impact that Diddy has, the celebrity that he has. We talked about that aspect of the case. Do you think that could have any influence on this appeals process as well, or even on the possible, even though the White House is pushing back on it, is commutation of the sentence?
Absolutely. And say what you want to say about Donald Trump. a lot of high-profile rappers, right? Folks like Lil Wayne, Harry O. I mean, he is a celebrity in and of itself. So to the extent that you have a celebrity defendant, someone who's as well connected as Diddy is, someone with the financial and other resources that he has, there's no question that the president is going to be more likely to commute his sentence, not because other folks aren't deserving. It's just this is the type of defendant that can get the president's attention. So everything really seems to be lining up, because the reason I predicted that Diddy would be pardoned or have his sentence commuted is he was only convicted of prostitution. He was convicted by Maureen Comey, who, of course, is James Comey's daughter. We know how the president feels about the former FBI director. He, of course, is now being prosecuted by Lindsay Halligan, the new U.S. attorney in Virginia. The president hasn't seemed to like the Southern District of New York, where Diddy was prosecuted. So everything seemed to line up for a potential presidential pardon and Diddy's sentence being commuted. But, of course, we know that it all depends on the president, and it's solely his decision. There's nothing anyone can do to prevent it from happening, and there's nothing anyone can do to make it happen, as we saw when Joe Biden was president and he pardoned his son, Hunter Biden. This is truly something that's solely within the discretion of the president of the United States.
It'll be something certainly to watch here on Live Now from Fox. Again, legal analyst Dima Ramani being with us.
He's really good at being a commutator. Okay, so let's get to some hot topics, trending topics. I might do some more Trump news later, but let's get to some stuff that's being talked about. Let's get to it.
Now, because whatever Kim Kardashian is doing with her daughter North West, who is 12 years old, and all of these fashion choices, it really needs to be talked about. Because first it was that interesting, scandalous-ish outfit, which was just one of the weirdest things I've ever seen a 12-year-old wear. And now North West is going viral again for wearing this with tattoos and baggy clothing. And I always go back to this quote that Kanye said. He said, "I don't want to just see my kids. I need to raise them. I need to have a say. All of these rights have been taken from me by the Kardashian mob to use the selectively bred black children to be platforms to influence black people." So when people ask me, why do you care so much what these celebrities are doing or what they're dressing up their daughter as? Well, when you're one of the biggest celebrities in the world, if not the biggest, you have one of the biggest fashion brands. You're the ambassador for Balenciaga. When a lot of women think fashion, they want to do what Kim is doing. When they pick out outfits for their daughters, they want to see what their favorite celebrity is doing, and that can do a lot more harm than good. And Kanye's been saying it. I mean, just take a look at what Kim released for Skims. Literally underwear with hair on it. It's insane.
And people have been talking about that. You guys, if I wasn't having so many issues this week, people have been talking about what she released in regards to her new line. If you don't realize, Kim has copied Bianca a lot. Is what she do is Kim, in a way, in regards to the outfits, I'll get to the video when I can, is Kim triggering Kanye to almost to the point of no return? Kanye loves his kids, period. He's a dad. Most dad loves their children. And see, that's the other thing too. Some women, Kanye has said, stop putting my kids on TikTok. Stop. Kanye has said it, and Kim continued. She stayed relevant around that time because there was a Pete thing going on. The show, whether it was going to be picked up or not. See, that's the thing that people don't realize. Khloe Kardashian had said that the show almost didn't even have a season 2 or 3, whatever. Khloe had said that. So the Kardashians had to find a way to constantly stay relevant and trend. They had to find a way to stay relevant and trend. Did they allegedly use North to help them stay relevant and trending? When a father has said, do not put my kids in media, and she did it. So North is a beautiful girl. She wants to change up her look. Why are the Kardashians not giving the children privacy? Why are they putting them in the media? You have to ask yourself, why not let the children get up to 17, 18 and then choose this same thing that they chose? People are asking, is it fair to push her in a way that she pushes her in a way? So you got to think back, step back for a second. Remember how Kim put North around Ice Spice? That trended last year. Was it last year? And people were calling Kim out. Why is your daughter being entertained by a young girl that's talking a song and the song was Munch? Why do you have your daughter in a wig and you have her in clothes that's dressed like Ice Spice? Why is she not dressing appropriate in regards to her age group. People were speaking out against Kim. So every year, Kim is almost pressing the boundaries with North. Every year. Every year. North sitting on Pete Davis' lap. People said that's a concern. The Ice Spice thing. Sometimes North will go to different events by herself, and people have been
We really need Kanye West to chime in now because
and people
we
have been
really need Kanye West to.
people have been calling that out. But she always has security with her. But why isn't Kim always with her as she goes out? She has the bodyguards. She probably has a nanny. But many people are calling Kim out for that too. Letting North go to events and Kanye's not there, Kim's not there, and the security's there. At least security's there. But the biggest thing is, and then remember last month or the month before, the woman with the oranger hair. Now, I don't know if she does design. I don't know if she's also security, being a woman versus North just being with the man security. If there's a situation, there could be a woman with North. But many people are calling out Kim's parenting, but then Kanye, it travels the world. Is he traveling the world out of frustration? Is he traveling the world because he wants to be near his kids and it's a controlled situation? But Kim had said in that interview, Kanye has always traveled. That's what he does. He's an artist. He's always traveled the world. But when you have kids, and Kim has said, if he's having episodes versus him having access to the children, Kim will say, why don't you come over here and visit the kids? He may not always want that. He may want the kids to travel to be with him in whatever thing he's doing or working on. It's a lot when a man has health concerns. Kanye has had health concerns. Kanye 20 years ago is not the Kanye now. So I think that Bianca goes through with Kanye, but it's a lot. And you got to realize the documentary came out and it covered a lot. Kanye fussing at Chris, Kanye fussing at Kim, Kanye fussing at the family members. So there's a lot that's going on in regards to the Kardashians, and the Ray J in regards to his thoughts and feelings. And suing Ray J because they feel like Ray J defamed them. But when you look back at what Ray J has said, allegedly he has had different things he felt were receipts. Now, I've said this before. They don't need to send nobody to me. We can't confirm or deny the receipts that Ray J allegedly has if those are real or fake. A judge is going to have to decide if what Ray J is saying is true or false. A judge is going to have to decide what documents he have if they're true or false. And many people say Ray J loves to trend and go viral. Kim loves to trend and go viral. Many people say that. So we will follow the case in regards to what's going on with Ray J. Now, go back and check out one of my shorts, and it's on site. On site had posted a video of Ray J stating, sometimes I lie, and he said he forgets his lies. Well, Ray J, you shouldn't be lying, but at least he admitted it. And then he has stated something in regards to if his name is allegedly spelt right on the legal documents. So there's that. We can't confirm or deny if the documents, his name is true or false. We can't confirm or deny what he stated he lied about, but he said he's lied and he forgot his lie. So there's that. There's a lot going on in regards to Ray J, in regards to Kim. But North is a beautiful girl. People are saying, reel this in, Kim, so she can have a peaceful life and she won't be judged or criticized. Okay, it's being reported Dr. Heavenly has been demoted to a friend headed 12th season. This might be because she is trying to get into politics. Some people may know who Dr. Heavenly is, well known on the show. She's trying to get into politics. So that might be why she's reduced to a friend, because she's trying to get into politics. Certain things I know I'm not going to get into, her own son has had some legal issues. Go check that out. She's a very well-known dentist, but she's definitely trying to get into politics. And she's been on Real Housewives for many, many years. Funny. She has a podcast. Loves her family, loves her husband, loves her children. But her family has also gone through some things, but she is trying to get into politics. So there's Dr. Heavenly. So she's been reduced to a friend. We just talked Trump. Diddy's children want him home, of course, but there's been so many different allegations. There's going to be the civil lawsuits. We'll see what happens. If there's civil lawsuits, there better be proper proof of what those civil lawsuits are, or they're going to be thrown out. Proof of what? Police reports, doctor reports, text messages, whatever it's going to be, those civil lawsuits better have proof attached to it. Many people wondered why the civil lawsuits weren't a part of the trial. Many people wonder that. But if the judge looked at it and said, let's stay focused on this, then that's what he did. So we'll keep an eye on that. Not really going to get into Karen that much. Karen had concerns with the DUI, went to jail, got out. And I'm wondering if Bravo is going to reward bad behavior. Well wishes to Karen. She's out of jail. There's that. There's that. Michael talks about he hasn't picked up a ball in years. Many favorite basketball player, because I don't know. I don't want to get. I'm already having concerns with the video from earlier. So, one of the best basketball players ever. Period. So once again, people are talking about this situation with North. Um, and at a certain point, is Kim going to give her a break from media so she's not judged or criticized? Concern. And uh, okay, just give me a second. I'm gonna play a little bit of this, but many people are talking about it, and they're starting to be concerned. And they are fake. Whatever the tats are, they're fake. But people are talking about it.
Paris Hilton's assistant. Yeah. Was it true? You believe some stuff? Comparing herself to her niece. Why? Because North is suddenly getting way more media coverage than all of them combined. And insiders are whispering that Kylie isn't just mad about North's growing popularity. She's also stressed because Stormi was supposed to be crowned the new IT girl of the Kardashian-Jenner dynasty. But the twist, North has stolen that crown and shoved Stormi out of the spotlight. Things really started heating up when North stepped out in Italy with Kim, rocking Kylie's signature blue hair. That exact shade was Kylie's trademark when she was 17. And seeing North bring it back should have been a sweet nod to her aunt's old style. But the internet, they weren't feeling it at all. Instead of praising the look, trolls dragged North hard, accusing her of copying Kylie's image. And if that wasn't enough, people also came for her entire outfit, saying she was dressing way beyond her age, even though she's literally just 12. North popped out rocking that Kylie.
And see, Kim has to protect that because she's a child.
Inspired blue wig. But it wasn't just the hair that had people talking. It was the whole outfit. She had on a tight corset, pushing her chest up, and a short denim skirt showing her thighs, and social media instantly lit up with backlash. One person snapped, but Auntie Kylie was 17 when she wore that. She's way too young for this look. Another dragged the whole vibe, saying, I'm the age thing, the Kylie comparisons, even the parenting. It's all terrible. I don't even like Kim, but this just makes both Kim and North look ridiculous. The criticism came in so...
That's him saying, that's not my opinion. But many people feel a way about the Kardashians. Let's continue. Fair use reaction clip.
Heavy that the very next day North reappeared, still with the bright King Kylie blue hair, but this time covered up from head to toe. Fans were quick to point out that it looked like Kim finally stepped in as the mom and pulled the reins instead of letting her 12-year-old run wild with grown-up fashion choices. But that wasn't even the juiciest part. The real drama kicked off behind the scenes. Word is, Kylie picked up the phone and told Kim to shut it down, demanding North stop copying her iconic looks. Allegedly, Kylie feels like if anyone is going to recreate her legendary King Kylie era, it should be her daughter Stormi, not North. That era was her brand, her identity, and she's not ready for her niece to snatch it before Stormi even gets the chance. Some fans said they could understand Kylie wanting to protect her image, but plenty of others accused her of being flat out jealous of a 12-year-old and hiding it behind Stormi. And let's not forget,
how is that an image in regards to just blue hair? And why is a girl calling herself King Kylie? Why is she not calling herself Queen Kylie? Because maybe she don't feel inner peace of Queen. Why would Kylie be jealous of a 12-year-old wearing blue hair? You know what I'm saying? But see, okay, let's take a step back. Maybe Kylie is feeling a way in regards to North trending in her way, using some of her old looks. Kim has worn different color of hair too. But the Kardashians sometimes get jealous of each other, of them trending. Them saying that Kylie might have wanted her own daughter to trend that way. Then some people are saying she's wearing the blue hair because of Blue Ivy. Who knows what it is? People are saying the outfits that she's wearing, beautiful girl though, take it with a grain of salt. People are saying Kim needs to roll it back a little bit. It's cool for her to trend, but now the Kardashians want to trend every week. So now is North wanting to trend every week? You know what I'm saying? And is that going to be a lot of pressure on her? Shouldn't she be focusing on studies, sports, school stuff? And this is the other thing. Why aren't younger adults entertaining North? There's no young adult that can entertain that she looks up to. It's all grown adults, which is, it's cool to, look up to adults. But many people are wondering why isn't she entertained by younger adults? And people are saying, is Kim wanting her daughter to grow up so fast that she's overlooking long term concerns? Go back, baby. Go back, go back, go back. Go back and look at the interview in regards to Kim Kardashian sits down with Oprah. Kim's talking about how soon and how early she started dating and hanging out at people's houses. So that's something we got to keep a lookout for. Let's continue fair use reaction clip.
It's already been out here pushing the whole Stormi is more well-behaved narrative.
What about, so North and Saint, how are they in terms of their dynamic versus the way you girls were growing up? I know it's
so different.
Different genders,
So
but
different.
how different?
I mean, I don't know if it's because she's the older sister and I don't know what it is. I thought it was a phase. She does not like her brother. It's so hard for me. And I thought it was like, okay, a couple months, like, she's just warming up to it. She gets so jealous, when I would breastfeed and all that kind of stuff. And now the phase isn't going away. Like, it's just but her thing is she thinks she's outsmarting me. She's like, we're having a tea party, Mom. No boys allowed. Dad, you can't come too then. And like, no boys. She'll just slam the door on her brother's face.
Aww.
And he'll just start crying. And it's so, like, when they both are standing there, he likes to imitate her now. So if she's crying, then he'll just start fake crying. And I'm like, which one of you? Like, I can't pick up both of you, And
People couldn't help but notice the shocking contrast between how North acts with her little brother Saint.
And remember, she used to treat the brother a certain way, and Kim would allow it. And she should not have allowed it that long. She should have been like, no, you have to love him like I love you. And she allowed a lot of stuff. People kind of thought that was interesting in regards to the dynamic, in regards to North and the son. You know what I'm saying? And Kim allowed it. So is that a part of it? And then this is a picture right now. I've talked about this. People did not like that Kim had North eating an onion on the show. People didn't like that. I've talked about that before.
Compared to how Stormi treats her baby brother Eric, while North has been caught being cold, even slamming doors in Saint's face. Stormi was out here playing the role of Angel Big Sis, tagging along with Kylie to hospital checkups during her pregnancy and showering Ari with kisses once he was born. Insiders at Life and Style couldn't stop praising Stormi back then, saying, you should have seen the look of excitement on Stormi's face when she first laid eyes on him. She's absolutely obsessed and incredibly protective over him. That sweet picture-perfect image of Stormi only made North's behavior look even worse in comparison. The chatter about North's attitude flared up again when a viral clip showed her lashing out at paparazzi.
Oh, sorry, guys. Sorry. You look cute. Thank you, Kim. You look gorgeous.
Cameras caught her screaming at them not to take pictures, while Kim stood there visibly stunned, scrambling to regain control of the moment. She even asked North why she didn't want her photo taken, but instead of calming down, North doubled down, yelling at the photographers with zero hesitation. But things took an even darker turn, and this part had fans gasping. On an episode of Keeping Up with the Kardashians, Kim opened up about a shocking incident that left everyone stunned. She revealed that North once tried to bite her nanny. Yes, bite her.
Like the video, fair use reaction clip. We're just doing some hot topics, trending topics. What people are talking about. What should Kim do? Is things getting out of hand?
And it didn't stop there. Kim claimed North even wanted the nanny fired afterwards.
I did also, but I know North tried to bite my nanny and said, I don't want a nanny anymore.
The confession had viewers shaking their heads, wondering how far Kim's daughter was willing to go to test the limits. The nanny, who was just trying to do her job, suddenly found herself facing North's wild temper, and the thought of her trying to physically lash out was disturbing to fans. Kim's revelation painted a picture of North as entitled and spoiled, and viewers couldn't believe how much she seemed to get away with. But the drama didn't
Like the video. We're just doing hot topics, trending topics. Like the video as you guys come in.
stop there. People also slammed the way Kim lets North constantly clown her own mom without consequences. Kim admitted that North purposely calls their house ugly just to hurt her feelings, and it's not some slip of the tongue. According to Kim, North fully knows it cuts deep, yet she says it anyway, almost like she enjoys twisting the knife. Fans were left wondering if Kim is really in control, or if North is the one running the household. North didn't stop there. She even tried to rain on Kim's big 40th birthday moment. Kim was all smiles, proudly showing off a gorgeous flower arrangement she had received from designer Olivier Rousteing, clearly feeling special and celebrating. But of course, North slid right into the video and threw shade at her own mom. Instead of sharing the excitement, she coldly dismissed the flowers, saying they weren't even that great. Fans were stunned that a kid would shut down her mother's joy like that, and on such a milestone birthday.
And remember how Kim got frustrated when she was trying to do her makeup? And she's like, you guys, I'm hiding in the bathroom. I just need a few minutes to do this video. And she was kind of like frustrated that the kids were bothering her and she couldn't do her videos. Let's continue though.
A lot of people are convinced North acts out because she just can't stand anyone else being the center of.
So there's that. So whatever happens in regards to North and Kim, they'll figure it out. Let's get to some more hot topics. This was something I wanted to talk about a few days ago. There was a situation at the church. Allegedly, Kylie's beloved dog passed away. Let's continue. People have been talking about Chris in regards to what is on social media and what's really going on. Well wishes. Everybody was like, how is that possible that she dropped? She changed so much, but now they're saying this is what she really looks like. Now, some of the doctors had reported that her face may change in regards to what it really is going to be. Because of course, when you have procedure, everything's tightened. So there's that. This is what was happening Monday. Are you guys back with me? I'm back. Can you guys hear me okay? This is what was happening. Yeah, so I'm back. I'm glad I didn't end it, but this is what was happening Monday. So in the chat, I mean, I almost had 100K a video. Some of the numbers were like 70, 50. Now this week, something's going on with YouTube, and I hope it gets fixed. But I'm back. But yeah, we're just doing hot topics, trending topics, and the video I did this morning is processing. So let's continue. People have been talking, and Beyonce, a lot's going on there, and some are betting on. I don't know if you guys know this. Some are allegedly betting on if they're going to get a divorce. Did you guys know that? Did you guys know that some people are betting on if they're going to get a divorce? And that's the it's on this market. Did you guys know that? Yeah, people were talking about that. So now that's okay. So this is just not topics and trending. It's being alleged this is what happened with Diddy recently. And it was put on his throat. Some are saying, is his team, because some people did not know. Allegedly, Diddy had a situation in jail. He had a situation in jail. He didn't want it put out in the media, but then it got put out. So many people were saying, with his team, did they not want to put it out because he didn't want other concerns? And then some are saying he just didn't want to be it put out. And then some are saying, is he trying to build a case for the White House to see that he's struggling inside? So this is just now coming out that he might have had another situation, or this might have been the same situation. So many people were wondering if he's struggling inside the jail cell. But remember, it was reported that he is in the living quarters with several people, and they all use a certain section together. I can't remember the number of people that's in that section, but this is what's being reported today, you guys. That's concerning. So could you imagine? His family has to be worried about his safety too. We don't wish this part on anybody. And what he goes through on a daily basis. And, many people have said different things regarding him, but this is just trending right now. That I can't say that YouTube isn't friendly with me saying these words, but y'all can see what is being alleged. So we may get more into this tomorrow, but if he is having concerns, this may be a second situation alleged for Diddy if this recently happened this week. So there's that. Okay, because that was 52 minutes ago this was posted. So remember, he's supposed to be getting out, going to a different prison. Many people are surprised he hasn't been moved yet. But remember, he had put in a request, the judge denied it, and the judge wants him to stay in New York. So, breaking, this is just now coming out that Diddy might have had a situation, or this is the same situation that they're reporting on. But this was 52 minutes ago. Okay, friends claim the mogul woke up. Nope. So this is the second situation. This is the second situation. So now people are reporting on someone tried to put something to his neck. So that's not good. So we understand he's been trying to get pardoned, and now he's having concerns again inside. So I can't even imagine. And is that like the videos you guys come in?
Before we got together. So for me, it was never like, oh my gosh, I met this guy and now we're together. We were friends. He went through a lot in his life. I lost my dad when I was 19. And so through what I've gone through, I was able to be a different type of support system for him.
Good for Jordan that she's with a great guy. She's got her stuff together. If you don't know, she was very close with Kylie. Then there was a situation with Tristan and Jordan. But why would Tristan have, and I keep saying this, why would Tristan have a party and not invite Khloe, who he was allegedly dating? Why would Tristan have a party and not invite Kylie? Why would Tristan have a party and not invite Khloe and Kim? Why was Jordan there? She was there with friends, but I'm wondering. Her and Kylie was so close, they lived together. And then remember how Khloe was like, I can't believe in these women trying to take our men, remember? And they tried to drag Jordan. I think, and many people feel, that the K's and the J's wanted Jordan away from Kylie so Kylie could be closer to Kris. And then she did become closer to Kris. But that whole situation, she was just like, I was there having fun, hanging out with friends. Other people were there. It was out in the open. And then allegedly, he tried to kiss her towards the end of the night. He's a grown man trying to kiss a younger girl. Why didn't people think about that? And then remember how they talked with Kimora? Go back and look at that video of how the Kardashians was like, our men, our men. And then remember how Khloe has said, Kanye's never leaving, Scott's never leaving. And then she had said to Tristan, I guess that means you're never leaving. And Tristan had said, no, that means you're never leaving me. Them K's and the J's and those men, something else. Kim Kanye concerning. Kim Pete concerning. Kylie Tyga situation concerning. Kylie Travis Scott situation concerning. Kim and Kanye concerning. Kim and Pete concerning. There's a lot of concerning relationships there. Let's continue. So this is what Kris looked like 2004, and then 2005. Bless her though, she still look gorgeous. But then they're saying that it's settled. Okay. This is her at the event. She still looks pretty, but I guess they're saying it's settling. Let's see if there's anything else. Okay, Kanye West sold his 14 million iconic. Oh, yeah, it was being reported that Kanye sold his ranch for 14 million. Seeking money, need money. It was reported, I think this week, that was trending that he sold his ranch. And then allegedly Kim bought a house next to hers to expand her house. So, money struggles, or just wanted to get rid of it and buy something else with his wife, but that was trending a little bit. Let me see. Was there anything else I wanted to talk about? And like we said, North shows off the face things are fake. They're not real. So that needs to be very clear. They're not real. I don't know what that thing is in her mouth. That might have been something she did, but I don't think it's a real grill either. But yeah, people are calling Kim beautiful girl, but people are saying Kim is allowing her to be in media. Should Kim slow it down? Kim and Kanye are the parents, but many people are questioning. But But yeah, the K's and the J's love to trend weekly. So there's that. The Bad Bunny petition to replace Bad Bunny with the country music. So you got to remember too, Turning Point is thinking about having a halftime show as well. If you guys did not know that, Turning Point USA is talking about having a halftime show for people to be entertained. So if they replace, now you got to remember the halftime show. I did do a short and I showed you guys the numbers from the halftime show for the last 5, 6 years ago. I did a short regarding that, showing you guys what the half numbers have been for the last 5, 6 years. Pretty big numbers. Will people tune in to listen to Bad Bunny? It's a choice they made, and it's a choice that they're going to have to stick with in regards to will people tune in? Will the numbers soar like it's been soaring, or will it plummet? And they had mentioned they don't want him to change up the music. So whatever he sings is whatever he's going to sing, and they just want people to enjoy the show. There's that. I did want to get into there was let's see. Kanye got mad when Kim said why she's divorcing him, and she had said such. But yeah, Kim and Kanye. There was this thing I wanted to talk about in regards to this church stuff. One of the pastors trended. Let me find it because I think that's important in regards to church and culture and churches being called out. And I wanted to cover it, and it was a part of this, but then let's see. It was Marvin Winans was taking up a collection, and the woman came to donate to him. It might be the Shade Room. The woman came to donate to Marvin Winans, and she had gave a certain amount, and then Marvin Winans kind of called her out for not giving more. Let me see where it's at. Let me see where it's at. Okay.
The 1,000+1. That means.
So, let me go back. This is the video.
McCoy, giving faith and stand in unity with the vision of Perfected Church of sowing this seed of $1,000 plus $235 and receiving the blessings to come to all that participated.
Now that's only $1,200.
Yes.
Y'all not listening to what I'm saying. If you have 1,000 plus 1,000.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna work on the other 800.
Well, that ain't what I asked you to do.
I, Roberta McCoy, giving faith and stand in unity.
Okay, for some of y'all church folks, take care of your household. If he can't appreciate a woman giving him that kind of money, be very careful of what you allow yourself to be a part of. He literally insulted her because he had said 1,000 plus 1,000. Now, I've covered this before. I've gone to mega churches. Here's the $500 line. Here's the $1,000 line. Here's the $250 line. But the $1,000 line starts first. Then there's a $500 line. Then they sit down. $1,000 people sit down. The $500 people sit down. The 200 people now in line. So for her to give, and he's not happy or satisfied, a lot of churches will do this. Every year, there's a pastor that's trending for this situation. And then she said she's going to work on it. It's not okay to insult what she tried to give.
Hey, Roberta McCoy, giving faith and standing in the vision of Perfected Church of sowing this seed of $1,000 plus $235 and receiving the blessings to come to all that participated.
Now that's only $1,200.
Yes.
Y'all not listening to what I'm saying. If you have 1,000 plus 1,000.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna work on the other 800.
Well, that ain't what I asked you to do.
See?
I, Roberta McCoy, giving faith.
So that's concerning. So let's listen. I guess many people are speaking up. I guess Fred Hammond spoke up, which is should be happy and satisfied that people are still trying to give. They have mortgages, they have DTE, they have consumers, they have different stuff they have to pay for.
Do this a couple of ways. Those that have the 1,000 plus one, that means you're coming with your 1,000 that you're giving, plus you've asked someone else to give. Now you don't have to stop at 1,000, and we're going to deal. So if you say, Pastor Winans, I'm coming with my 1,000 plus another 3,000, then you'll say that. You understand? And if you didn't get plus one, but you maybe came with 250, you're going to come say that this is my 1,000 plus 250. You with me? And we're going to go all the way down. So I need you, in order for this to work, I need you to come when you're called with the offering that you're bringing. We're going to do this a couple of ways. Those that have the that means you're coming with your 1,000 that you're giving, plus you've asked someone else to give. Now you don't have to stop at 1,000, and we're going to deal. So in other words, if you say, Pastor Winans, I'm coming with my 1,000 plus another 3,000, then you'll say that. You understand? And if you didn't get plus one, but you maybe came with $250, you're going to come say that this is my 1,000 plus 250. You with me? And we're going to go all the way down. So I need you.
And see, that's what she did.
I, Roberta McCoy, giving faith and stand in unity with the Vision of Perfected Church of sowing this seed of $1,000 plus $235.
That's what she did.
And receiving the blessings to come to all that participated.
Now that's only 12.
Yes.
Y'all not listening to what I'm saying. If you have 1,000 plus 1,000.
Okay. Well, I'm going to work on the other 800.
Well, that ain't what I asked you to do.
See, a lot of our family members, a lot of our parents used to deal with this in regards to giving more than they possibly should be giving, because remember, it's supposed to be so much of your income. What is it? 10%? Whatever. It's been so long. But see, these churches are struggling. After what happened with the world shutdown, these churches are struggling, and people are not church like they used to, for good reasoning. For this, insulting that woman and what she gave, and then sometimes you've attended the church, you've given to the church. They want so much for you to do a wedding. You got to do so much in regards to someone that passed in your family. Some churches won't even give you a discount if you've been there and your parents have given. Some of these people have dealt with these churches in regards to giving above and beyond, giving their time, giving their service. And sometimes when they're in need, if a person has shut off, maybe last year they gave them $1,000, $2,000 last year, but they can't even get $80 or $200 to keep their lights on. Some churches are great. They help the community. They give food to the community. The pastor's not lying, cheating. Some of these pastors are great. I don't know him personally. Been in church services. He's been there. He's sung. But some pastors are great. Some pastors do a lot for the community. Some pastors have been talked about not helping like they should. There's mega churches, there's smaller churches, but there's some amazing churches out there. And then there's these lines of $1,000 sit down, $500 sit down. And then the pressure of, you got to remember, there's bishops, there's pastors, there's ministers, and there's assistants or whatever. There's a lot that go on in churches. Some people are judged, criticized, what you're wearing, what you're doing. They want to control your life. Go to a church that welcomes you. Go to a church. You should always be dressed appropriate. Let's be very clear. You can't go to the church in out clothes. You'll go into the club clothes. Go to church in what you would almost wear to work. A nice outfit, nice shirt, pants, whatever. Some churches back in the day didn't want women in pants. They didn't want women in pants. You had to wear dresses all the time. And if you were spotted in pants, it was almost like, what are you doing? You're backsliding. So back in the day, in regards to churches, in regards to inappropriate conversations, is this pastor or his assistant sleeping with XYZ? Some of the pastors have had children outside of their marriages. So there's been a lot that's gone on. I've been brought up in it, seen it, and had to sit through it on a Sunday, Wednesday, and Fridays. So I know a lot. I've seen a lot of these mega churches. I've attended it. I've been there. So I know what I'm talking about. I've seen the lands. And baby, when it's income tax time is when they bring the bigger speakers out. They want that income tax check so bad they know you got it. February, March, and April, a lot of events happening to bring you into the church more so they can get some of that income tax money. Baby, I fell for it one time, sure did. And I wish I would have kept that loop. Fell for it. I ain't gonna tell you how much I gave, but I fell for it. Like the video, y'all. Like the video. There's about 72 in the building, 8 likes. Double tap the screen to get those up. But I fell for it. So I know some of these mega pastors I've seen, I've heard, and they, yeah. But yeah, some of these mega churches. So right now, some of these mega churches are struggling because people are taking care of their families. People are taking care of their families. Yes, they are. Yep, people are taking care of their families. So, but yeah, mega churches are struggling because people are kind of, taking care of their bills. The younger generation's not falling for it. And you got to remember, there's a lot of the younger generations that's doing extremely well on TikTok, YouTube. Not falling for it. You got to remember, there's a lot of some of these younger generations, they're not giving the churches their money. They're not going to do it. The parents are still going. The parents are still giving. But this is a huge concern, calling out people. And of course, it's about to be the holidays. Take this too. Some churches do really good for the holiday season, giving out turkeys, giving out toys to the children. Those are the churches that you should go to. But do you? But if you're having a situation at your church, go to a different church that welcomes you, loves you, feed into your soul. If you need something, you can go to them. If you've poured into that church, there's a lot of great churches that are out there given to the community, and there's a lot of nice pastors out there that's not flirting with women and trying to get in their pants. There's a lot of great pastors that love their wife, they love their children, and they love the community, and they do a lot to try and help the community. Attend that. I've had friends that have had and they gave to the church 10, 15, 20 years. And then they shade them, they degrade them, and then some of the pastors and ministers get frustrated and they walk away from the church after 10 or 15 years. And maybe the church knows some stuff, but people that attend church, they go through a lot too. They do. There's the highs and lows. There's the good, the bad. Find a pastor that has morals, that love and respect, and that would never look at another woman in any form or fashion. But I've been to some amazing churches, and I've been to churches that the pastor loved his children, his wife. There was never any comments of him ever cheating. Attend those type of church. But if you go to a church and you hearing that this and that and sleeping and you being judged and criticized, don't welcome that. Because if the man above is love, the church you attend should be love. Him insulting, I'm not surprised. Go look up the history of, didn't he try and build a church and you drive down 75? I don't think that church ever got fully built, or there was an addition. I think he was trying to build a church 10 years ago, 8 years ago, And I think the building is still on 75. I don't know if it ever got finished, but he had another building and he's been in that. But he tried to create a huger mega church, and I don't think that got finished. Don't quote me, take it with a grain of salt, alleged. I don't think that building got finished because I have friends that live in that area. But here nor there, this has been trending for a while. And every year we find a pastor doing this, asking for XYZ or telling people to sit down. Remember last year there was a pastor that told a lady, sit down, or you're singing too loud, or you're um, overshadowing. And then the lady was like, I'm just trying. And the lady felt bad. Remember last year? Every year a pastor trends for either insulting or this, the money issue. Because we covered another church that was asking for 1,000 and they were standing in line. We covered that. I remember because me and Paris was talking about it. That there was a church that was telling people, here's $1,000 line. And they expected their ministers that was under the pastor to give. And it's like, if you don't have your $1,000, you know what I'm saying? They were almost insulting the younger ministers that they weren't getting up and standing in that line to give that $1,000. But then it made it feel like you had to do the 1,000, but then they did the $500 line, $200 line, blah, blah, blah. So that was something last year. We covered that too. It wasn't this pastor, it was another pastor. So there's that, y'all. So I'm hoping this video is going to be fine. The numbers are not numbering. Like I said, last week my numbers were amazing. I don't know what's going on with the algorithm, but I'm working with it. But last week I had videos that were 50K, 49K. Like I said, one of them or the week before. So I'm working with YouTube. I'm hoping everything's going to get worked out. But me being live, my shorts do extremely well at night. So if you're ever looking for my shorts, I cover a lot at night between 8:30, 9:30, or 10. I do my shorts, but my lives, you know what I'm saying? The numbers were numbering last week. But sometimes on weekends, I need time with friends, family. I don't really want it, you know what I mean? So I'm hoping it puts me right back into the algorithm in a better way than it's been. So hopefully this gets figured out. Like I said, a lot of people were having concerns Monday with the internet or with YouTube. I don't know what was going on Monday. So, but my numbers are still an issue. And it could be, like I said, I didn't go live Saturday, Sunday. But sometimes I don't want to. I'd rather do my lives during the week. And I also see on weekends. So I shouldn't be pressed to go live on weekends. I shouldn't have to go live on weekends. But yeah, if I'm still doing my shorts on weekends. So there's that. But until I get back into the algorithm the way I'm comfortable with, we'll see what happens. But I just wanted to go live. Like I said, the live from earlier today, it's I think it's still buffering. So there's that. But I hope everyone have a great day. We just wanted to do a hot topics, trending topics, bring you guys up to speed. Well wishes, prayers go out to Kim, Kanye, and their live and say, Doctor, you said this. It's a North's a beautiful girl. Maybe the Kardashians need to take a 6-month break from media. Maybe they don't need to put their children in media. Maybe they need to let those children grow up and, figure stuff out. But it is what it is. Kanye's going to do what he wants to do. Kim's going to do what she wants to do. And then, like I said, Kim and Chris has the defamation thing going on with Ray J. So we'll see what a judge says in regards to what Ray J has. But it's also being reported she may be going after Jeff Bezos in regards to if Amazon is selling certain products and she's not getting credit for that. So there's a lot going on. So there's that. Let me know in the comments how you feel about this church stuff. People giving. Some people, food stamps might be cut off next month. There's a lot going on. They're saying that he may be trying to wipe out alleged some student loan stuff. But here nor there. There's a lot going on in the world. So I hope everyone enjoyed. I came live because my other live, I got to just keep an eye on it. But Hopefully that gets figured out. But I may have to cut out some stuff from the live this morning. But let me know how you guys think about um, Bishop Winans and what he said to this lady. People are just not coming in. They might not have heard it. I'll play it again. But let me know what you think. Did he insult her or not?
And in unity with the vision of Perfected Church of sowing this seed of $1,000 plus $235 and receiving the blessings to come to all that participated.
Now that's only $1,200.
Yes.
Y'all not listening to what I'm saying. If you have 1,000 plus 1,000.
Well, I'm gonna work on the other 800.
Well, that ain't what I asked you to do.
I, Roberta McCoy,
So then this is the other video.
We're going to do this a couple of ways. Those that have the 1,000 plus 1, that means you're coming with your 1,000 that you're giving, plus you've asked someone else to give. Now, you don't have to stop at 1,000, and we're going to deal. So, in other words, if you say, Pastor Winans, I'm coming with my 1,000 plus another 3,000, then you'll say that. You understand? And if you didn't get the plus 1, but you maybe came with $250, you're going to come say that this is my 1,000 plus 250. You with me? And we're going to go all the way down. So I need you, in order for this to work, I need you to come when you're called with the offering that you're bringing. We're going to do this a couple of ways. Those that have the 1,000 plus 1, that means you're coming with your 1,000 that you're giving. You've asked someone else to give. Now, you don't have to.
So that's what she did. She gave her money, and then the young adult might have gave their money.
Roberta McCoy, giving faith and stand in unity with the vision of Perfected Church of sowing this seed of $1,000 plus $235 and receiving the blessings to come to all that participated.
Now that.
Yes.
Y'all not listening to what I'm saying. If you have 1,000 plus 1,000.
See, so he wanted 2,000.
Work on the other 800.
Well, that ain't what I asked you to do.
So certain people are getting older. He had said 1,000 plus 1,000. Then he had said 1,000 plus 4,000. So she did allegedly do what he had asked. If you were going to bring your offering and someone comes up with you, so the younger adult here might have had, she probably was saying that's from the younger adult. And then she's
1,000 plus 1,000.
Well, I'm gonna work on the other 800.
Well, that ain't what I asked you to do.
During these times, be grateful, brother man. Be grateful. These churches are being called out, and that's why some of them are not as busy. Some of them have started YouTube pages. Some of them have started other pages. They're streaming because people may not be in the seats like they used to, and they're having to find other ways to get money and have money. There's a lot that go on in churches. Go somewhere where you are welcomed, loved, and this is not happening, that you're insulted. I think I don't know if he's still Detroit based. I don't know, but I don't know if he was attending someone else's church. This is the other thing too. Sometimes a church will have a guest speaker. So I don't know if this is his own church or he's a guest speaker trying to help a church get money. That happens too. Like I said, around tax season, churches are filled with speakers trying to get y'all to give up loot and money. I've been there. I've sat. Trust and believe. It's been a lifelong thing. I know what I'm talking about.